hungry travelers, Mark here with Wolters World and today in Rothenburg auf der Tauber, one of the most popular places to visit in Germany because it is truly gorgeous. And it's not just gorgeous because of the medieval architecture, it's also gorgeous because the food you can have when you're here. And today we're going to talk about are some of the regional dishes that you should have when you come to Rothenburg. Now we're going to start off with one of my favorite dishes to have here in Germany, Schäufele. But you want to get Frankische Schäufele, because Frankische Schäufele is different than Badische Schäufele. And you're like, Mark, what is Schäufele? It's pork shoulder, but the thing is, it has the crispy skin with a little bit of fat underneath it, and you want to cut that crispy skin with the pork and have it with the little, like the dark brown beer sauce that's on there, the gravy that's with it. It's so good. Oh my gosh. Like, you have it. You just fall in love with it, because Schäufele is something that's truly Frankish, and you're going to love it. You can't get it a lot of places around Germany, so if you're here in Rothenburg, it'll be on the menu. You should definitely get it. And it usually comes with like a kind of sauerkraut and then Klöße. And Klöße are very popular here as well, and they are potato dumplings, okay? You want to have those when you're here. Now, another meat dish I highly recommend is Sauerbraten, okay? Sauerbraten is basically, think of like roast beef, but it's got like this, it's got a nice gravy with it, usually served with rotkohl or red cabbage, which is really good, as well as the Klöße, the potato dumplings. You have that, but those are two of the, like the big meat dishes I really recommend. Another thing you can get when you're here are Frankische Bratwurst, and so bratwurst, sausages from here in the Franken region, and sometimes it'll be a Nuremberger bratwurst that'll pop up or a Bamberger bratwurst that'll come up, but there's a lot of different sausages, a lot of different bratwursts you can have when you're here, and they're definitely much more of a richer flavor, like a bolder flavor here than if you have like a Tübinger roast bratwurst, which is really good, which is like kind of a national one you're going to have that's quite popular. So it is nice, and usually it's going to be served like on sauerkraut, and maybe you have some like potatoes with it as well. Now, a great starter I recommend you have when you're here, if it's on the menu, is Bärlauchsuppe, which is basically wild garlic soup. It's from like a local herb around here, and it is unbelievable. But I will tell you, when you see it, you'll see it, and sometimes it has a green tinge to it. You're like, what's going on here? It looks like am I eating clover soup? I mean, that's what it kind of looks like when you have it. But it is wonderful. And a lot of people think it's like barley soup. It is not. It's wild garlic, and it is so good. You want to have that. It's a great starter any time of the year if you can get it. Now, probably the most famous thing that's from here in Rothenburg that people are going to tell you to get when you come here are the Schneeballen, or the Schneeballchen if you want to get small ones, the snowballs. And you'll see them in the windows in the, the candy shops and stuff. And basically what it is, it's a fried dough ball that's covered in something. Like, you get the powdered sugar one, and I have a don't for that.
Don't forget, you should probably try a Schneeballchen. This is a snowball. What it is a bunch of dough deep fried together. Then this one has powdered sugar on it. You might have it covered in chocolate or strawberry or caramel or whatever, but it's dry, like super dry. Like, don't be surprised if you don't really want to finish one, but these are something that people like to get from here. And because they're so dry, you can take them home a few weeks later and people won't even notice the difference. But it is something that's very traditional from here. But I would say there's some, don't pass up on getting one, but don't be surprised if you're not a huge fan. And the thing is, you'll see these all over Germany, especially at Christmas time. And they always look so good, but they're always a little disappointing. But still worth trying at least one when you're here, because it is a thing here in Rothenburg. And then if you get the powdered sugar ones, you'll get a lot on you. But at least the dogs will be happy, because they can eat up the stuff that's left over. Enjoy! If you can.
But yeah, you can get the powdered sugar one or covered in chocolate or caramel, strawberry, whatever. But I will tell you, they are a little dry. And they're not exactly the tastiest thing ever. So maybe don't get it at restaurants. Get the apple strudel. Or if you are here, get the tarts or the Kuchen, the cakes, the fruit cakes. It's not a fruit cake. It's a cake that uses the fruit of the season as the topping. So you might have strawberries, or you might have wild, forest berries, or you might have, rhubarb or apple. Like, you have all these different great fruit Kuchen you can get when you're here, which will be very nice. Now, when you come here to drink, I want to tell you one thing. Franconian wine is actually really good. And if you can get the Silvaner, that's the type of wine you want to get, it's awesome. You might notice it as a souvenir. It comes in kind of a funny bottle, like a flat bottle. So it's kind of an interesting thing, but well worth getting when you're here drinking the wine. But also Franconian beer is good too. And if you're going to get a Franconian beer, I recommend you get the Kellerbier, which is an unfiltered beer. It's a little bit darker, a little bit, it's unfiltered. You feel like you're drinking beer that you drink with Opa. That's what you want to have. But if you know what the Kellerbier, I mean, you get the Helles beer, the Dunkel beer, the light beer, the dark beer. You can get that here too. Franconian beer is really good, but Franconia is known for its wine. That's why I recommend that.
When you're here in Rothenburg, don't worry. You can enjoy the wine and the beer. The wine I recommend is the Silvaner. This is a great dry white wine. It drinks so smooth, so nice. And then beer-wise, you want to get the Kellerbier, the cellar beer. Look at that, the unfiltered stuff. It's like I'm drinking with Opa again, so don't pass up these two drinks when you're here in Rothenburg.
And if you're going to be having the Schäufele or the Sauerbraten, and the digestive I recommend is Williams. You're like, Williams? That doesn't sound German. It's because it's from the Williams pear, and it's a pear schnapps, which can really help after you have that heavy meal when you are here in Rothenburg, because when you have that Schäufele and then you have the start with the soup and then you have dessert, you will need a little Williams to kind of help things go down. Now, when you're coming here to Rothenburg, I want you to know this place is popular, like super popular. Like there's 11,000 people that live here and 2.5 million people visit. So getting a reservation for dinner is important, especially during tourist season. Now, what's cool is that a lot of the tourists are actually just day trippers. So at nighttime, sometimes you can find a place and just walk in, but it's really important if you are tourist season, make reservations for dinner. Dinner's like 6 to 8 and things close early here. So if it's after 9, like if you do the 8 p.m., night watchman tour in English, you're probably not going to find a place to eat afterwards. And then lunches from like 12 to 2, 12 to 3, and some restaurants will close between lunch and dinner, but since it's a tourist place, allowed to stay open the whole day, so you'll be okay that way. Also, I want you to know, there's a lot of hotels that have restaurants together. So don't be surprised if somebody like all of a sudden has luggage going by you while you're having lunch, so just be aware of that. Now, since we are in Germany, it's important to mention that cash is still king here in Rothenburg. Like there are restaurants that literally don't take credit cards, so you might want to check. And the ones I've seen that don't, they actually have a sign outside that says we don't take credit cards, so usually okay if you do have card, but cash is much more of a bigger thing to pay here. Now remember, if you do tip in Germany, but only like 5-10%, so you might want to round up the bill so it's like, oh, it's 36, you'll be like, oh, 40. If it's like 28, you'll be like, oh, 30. And when you pay with cash, okay, you give them the cash and then you tell them the total amount you want them to keep. Because if it's 42 and you give them a 50 and say, danke, they'll think you want them to have the €8. So make sure you say, oh, it's 42, 45, you give them the 50, they give you the €5 back, okay? Now, if you're going to be paying with credit card, because you can, because 2.5 million tourists, they know that tourists like credit cards, you can't tip on a credit card. You'll pay the tip directly in cash to the server. And for a place that really survives on tourism, it's not like Orlando or Venice where you feel like they don't care about the tourists. Here, I feel I get a little bit better service and like more personal service in the hotel restaurants. I like those, and they help out because here in Germany, you have much more professional service. So it's kind of nice that even though we have all these tourists here, I can still get good service and good help when I'm here. So you will want to tip them, all right? And they will help you if you don't speak German. And since there's so many tourists, getting the English menu is not a problem. A lot of the menus already come in, German, English, and French and stuff, so you'll be okay there. But I think also it's nice to mention how you ask for your bill, because no matter how friendly the waiters are, they're never going to ask you if you want the bill. You've got to say "Zahlen bitte," which is like to pay please, or "Die Rechnung bitte," because that's how it is here in Germany. So be aware of that. Now, I hope you enjoy your time eating here in Rothenburg, not just enjoying the beautiful architecture. What's your favorite thing to get here? Or did I miss something? Let us know in the comments below so other travelers have a fantastic food voyage here in Rothenburg. Tschüss!